The Germans are kicking off inside the European Union. Why? Because they're absolutely terrified of the consequences of net zero. Hello beautiful freedom fighters, it's Saturday the 16th of September. I am still in Istanbul, but I'm going to be flying back to London quite well in about a few hours. So we still got some time to talk to you about what's going on inside and outside Britannia. Let's talk about Germany first, because it's fascinating how the net zero agenda that continues to be pushed by the globalist elite, but when it doesn't suit them, they fight back for themselves. The German finance minister, Christian Lindner, slams the European Union over dangerous net zero. Oh, so it's now dangerous, according to the German minister. So when we were protesting or speaking out against some of these net zero measures, you would say, oh, you're just a tinfoil hat nutter and you just hate the environment. But when they realize, and by the way, you're going to be fascinated by why the German government are fighting the European Union on this. Do you think it's about facts? Do you think it's about science? Wrong. First things first. This is about what's going on with the building, the infrastructure, on the construction site. They want everything to be nearly net zero, right? Basically, including new homes, everything from the heating system to ventilations and everything else. Some of it makes sense, but some of it is mandated, so it's quite difficult. But the reason Germany is freaking out, Germans fear that the European Union's clean energy rules for buildings would increase populist sentiments. Populist sentiments. Let's do a bit of a translation. The current German establishment are freaking out that AfD and other populist parties and right-wing parties are rising, and they are scared of losing the next election. Now they want to make a bit of a U-turn, not because of facts or science, and not because they've realized that net zero is a scam. No, it's because they can't really accelerate too fast if the populists are going against the establishment. That is the only reason that the German politicians are now fighting the EU bureaucrats on this agenda. Anyway, speaking to the Politico during an interview, the finance minister has argued that the Europeans are suffering from over-regulation. That's rich coming from a German politician. Yeah. Or red tape all over the place. He urged the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen to pause new EU legislation aimed at curtailing greenhouse gas emissions during a time of economic stagnation. Oh, you're just afraid that people are going to link the net zero program to the cost of living crisis, and that's how you're going to lose the election. Maybe it's because the net zero program is linked to the cost of living crisis. It's an energy crisis, a cost of energy crisis. The whole thing is because of the energy sector, and they continue to not make any sense of what's going on in these countries. The nations that are fighting against the establishment, they're being completely ignored. Anyway, the controversial buildings plan was proposed by von der Leyen, another German, in late 2021 and is currently in the final stages of negotiations between EU countries, which are pushing for laxer rules and members of the European Parliament, many of whom want the bill to be more ambitious. Oh dear. Buildings in the EU account for some 35% of its greenhouse gas emissions, so making them more energy efficient is critical to the bloc's goal of being carbon neutral by 2050. Saint Greta, way. Anyway, it's all nonsense, and they have to at least short-term make U-turns, all of them, all these governments, including Rashid Sunak, because elections are coming up. When elections come, somehow the establishment parties become centre-right. It's fascinating. The moment they win the elections, they become centre-left, and sometimes very left. Anyway, that's just the state of democracy in the Western world. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.